Dennis Heron from Make-A-Wish Foundation, Philadelphia, Northern Delaware, and Susquehanna Valley. Welcome to Lifestyle. Thanks so much for joining me this week.
Andrew, thank you for having me.
So let's begin. I think most people know, at least loosely, what the Make-A-Wish Foundation does for ill children. But what is the mission of Make-A-Wish Foundation?
Well, the mission is simple. It's to grant the wish of a child that is struggling for life, that is combating a life-threatening medical condition in hopes of instilling strength, hope, and joy within that child.
And you were explaining to me off mic that there's a bit of a misconception with Make-A-Wish.
Yeah, and I'm glad to address this topic because it's a challenge every day, and it will continue to be so for a while. We were born in 1980 for children that were clearly not going to survive their illness. Mm-hmm. But the successes that the medical community have forged against the diseases that make children eligible for our program, whether it be tumors, oncology diseases, pulmonary diseases, extended CF. These diseases have been so successfully treated over the course of the years that it literally forced us to reverse our terminology away from the terminal word to life-threatening medical conditions. And today, about 85% of the children eligible for our program go on to live a full and happy adult life. So they're beating these diseases.
That's wonderful.
It is wonderful.
So it's a testament to the medical community, and it's also a testament, I think, to Make-A-Wish that you continue to bring some light and joy to a child's life, even when perhaps the prognosis for their long-term health is good.
Yeah, and quite frankly, it's really a celebration. Now, we market ourselves now as being part of the overall child's treatment. Just as meds and hospital stays and doctor visits are necessary to cure the illness,
right,
so is taking your mind away from being probed and prodded by the medical community and having something tangible to hang on to while you're combating these diseases. In the springtime, a young man can think about taking ground balls in Clearwater with the Phillies or going camping next summer with his uncle and his cousins, something that he thought would be remote and not possible any longer. It just gives you some strength and some hope to hang on to while you're going through your treatment.
Excellent. What's the criteria for a child to be eligible for the program?
Pretty simple, Andrew. Number one, they have to be between the ages of 2.5 and 18.
Okay.
They have to reside in our jurisdiction. They have to not have a wish granted by a competing wish organization, and they have to be combating a life-threatening medical condition that's verified by the child's pediatrician.
And how many wishes are granted for children in our region?
Well, chapter-wise, we granted 318 wishes last year, just our chapter alone.
Mm-hmm.
This year, we're on target to probably grant about 325 wishes. And in Delaware, in the Newcastle County region, we have granted 21 wishes to date and another 45 children that are what we call in our pipeline.
Yeah.
They've been deemed eligible. They've identified their wish. They've been interviewed by our volunteer team, and that wish is scheduled to take place sometime in the next 6 to 12 months.
I'm glad you brought up the volunteer team because I want you to peel back the curtain a little bit in terms of the logistics from the foundation's perspective of making a wish come true.
Well, once we find out that a child, through their social worker at either Nemours AI DuPont or Children's Hospital of Philadelphia or St. Chris's, any of the local specialty hospitals.
Yeah.
And the social worker approaches the family and says, look, your son and daughter's been through a tough time, doing well, but still has a ways to go yet. There's an organization out there that will just stop this hideous swirl of despair that surrounds not only the child, but the remainder of the family, the community, the school, the synagogue, church, whatever. And that organization is Make-A-Wish. So once the parents understand that, again, back to we're no longer the death wish,
right,
and that we want to be a part of the treatment program, then the parents will agree to have the wish process go forward. We send a team of volunteers out to the home or the hospital room to interview that child, to make sure it's the child's wish and not mom and dad's wish to cruise the Caribbean or have this 60-inch flat screen TV on their family room wall.
Right.
The volunteers will return from that interview process, verify that it is the child's wish to visit Mickey or Minnie down in Orlando or to go on a vacation or to meet a celebrity.
Noah was born with KTS, And then at 7, he was diagnosed with a protein deficiency. We made a list of everything he wanted to do. And going to meet Cam Newton was what he wants to do.
All right, so Noah's going to find out today that his wish got granted.
And also verify the home compositions, because if it's a travel wish, which 75% of all our wishes are travel related.
Oh, really?
Vacation related.
Okay.
Then it comes back to our business office in Blue Bell, Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, where we put the plans together for the family to experience the wish.
Okay.
But it's key that the volunteer becomes the liaison between the business office and the family itself. And they're the ones that keep contact with the family to let them know the progress, that they need passports, that they need this or that to make the wish ready to go.
Gotcha. I want you to share a couple examples in a bit of some of the more memorable wishes, not to diminish any child's wish, because they're all memorable. They're all special and unique to that child. We'll share a couple in a moment, but say it's not a travel wish. Say it's someone wants to meet Taylor Swift.
He said, let's get out of this town, drive out of the city, away from the crowds.
How does your team go about getting in touch with Taylor's people?
Because we are one of 64 chapters across the country, and we're doing a wish every 45 minutes somewhere in the country.
Really?
And probably about 20% of those wishes are celebrity related.
Sure.
Our national organization, which is headquartered in Phoenix, Arizona, has a department that organizes celebrity wishes for all the chapters, so that you don't have 64 individual areas of the country contacting Taylor Swift,
right,
which is maddening for her publicist. So we are channeled through that. And Taylor Swift is a perfect example, because she does a superior wish and is a wonderful person right down to her heart.
Yeah.
But if she's having a concert in the general area, whether it's Philadelphia or Hershey, they will identify that our wish child or children and several other wish children from the East Coast will have an opportunity for a meet and greet with Taylor before the concert. It's a great experience because you get a sound check, you get a private audience with Taylor, you obviously are front and center for the concert itself. She always does a shout out during the concert to the wish child or the wish children that are present to make them feel special. Signs autographs, gives them signed pieces of memorabilia, and just a really kind and generous person. And I know for a fact that when children can't or unable to travel to a concert site or a venue where Taylor's performing or signing autographs, that she has been known to go to the hospitals, go and visit one-on-one with these children that have an inability to travel or that are so sick that travel is not permitted. And she'll sit with them for hours on end, making them feel special. And it's just so heartwarming. And it's really the definition of what Make-A-Wish is all about.
I will play anything you want.
You've been around since 1980, so you have a wide network, lots of tentacles that are able to just essentially pluck whoever it is for the greater good of this child's happiness.
We have a very recognizable brand, and we safeguard that to the nth degree. But the fact of the matter is, it is such a door opener. When you think about a child wanting to go to the World Series and you call potential cities that may be hosting the World Series as the baseball season's starting to wind down. And you call a city and you find out that we might need a hotel room for a family that's visiting and wants to experience the World Series. And they say, you have to be kidding. Our hotels have been sold out in anticipation of the World Series for 3 months. And they said, well, we thought we would be checking because it's the Make-A-Wish Foundation and we have a young child that wants to experience it. And they said, well, why didn't you say so? And all of a sudden, not only does a hotel open up, but it's the Four Seasons, you have the presidential suite, and it's just magical, the powers that a wish-granting organization like Make-A-Wish can hold on any particular event. It's a blessing, and we're so fortunate.
Yeah. That makes my heart swell. There are so many moving parts, I'm sure, to make a dream come true for this child, and it's nice to know that the machine is well oiled, if you will. Let's share a couple memories that you have of children's wishes that your very chapter's been able to grant.
Well, we think every wish is special in its own right, but there are some that just leap out at you that are just beyond words sometimes. And my favorite wish, and I've been the CEO of the chapter for almost 20 years. I know I look younger, but the fact is that we've overseen a lot of wonderful wishes. But there was a young lady 8 years ago whose wish it was to give back. It was holiday time, around the Christmas season, and her wish was, now this young lady, 16 years old, could have gone anywhere in the world, could have met anybody, could have obtained anything that she wanted. What she wanted to do was purchase holiday gifts and give them to other wish children in the region. So we rented a stretch limousine. We took her to King of Prussia to do some shopping. She, in advance, contacted about 15 to 20 wish families to make sure it was okay to visit them. And then in over a weekend span, visited 20 families to deliver Christmas presents to a wish child and their siblings. And that was her wish.
Wow.
And it was quite moving, and it remains with me to this date. Another very special wish is, a lot of folks think that there are income barriers to eligibility criteria for our program, and there is not. Our philosophy is that there are no socioeconomic barriers for the prevention of these diseases that prey on our kids. So from time to time, we will find a family that is of means, that feels that they should divert their wish request to another child because they can afford to go on a vacation. And we're fortunate to have wonderful social workers at our beck and call at the children's hospitals. And they explain to the family, listen, this is about your child. It's not about rich or poor, where you live, what your means are. Mm-hmm. It's about taking the medical procedures away from this child's mind for a while so that they can think of some positive thoughts about what their wish is going to be and when it will come to fruition. So the family said, we have one area that we have always wanted to do, and that is to go to Italy. And they wanted to visit the Vatican and possibly even experience in the audience a mass that's served by the Pope. The wish became reality when the Pope agreed to meet this child one-on-one. And that is something money cannot buy.
Yeah.
So that whether it's meeting the Pope, meeting the President of the United States, these are avenues that Make-A-Wish provides that money just simply can't buy.
Yeah.
And that's a heartwarming story about penetrating that barrier of people thinking there are financial criteria to our eligibility. The last wish, not to interrupt you, but I'm thinking of our good friend Yang Zi, who was a resident of China, had a cancer that affected his right leg. He came to Children's Hospital of Philadelphia for treatment that could not be provided in China. He lost his right leg to the cancer, and one of his biggest frustrations was not being able to participate in sports. Mm-hmm. And that was denied him, obviously, when he lost his right leg. We had physicians work with him to create a running blade that was his wish, that he could participate in running and sports activities again. And that wish happened 2 years ago. And I'm proud to say that Yang Zi is a college student today and participating in intramural sports because Make-A-Wish provided him with a running blade, and it provided him an avenue to get back into the world of sports that he loved.
Incredible. And that's a gift that he'll always have.
Not only will he always have it, but when he talks to other people about the good graces of Make-A-Wish and how strangers came into his life at the most important time and created something he never thought was again available to him, or the experiences that he thought were just in his memory, not in his future.
Yeah. So how can people get involved? I'm sure that Make-A-Wish Foundation is only as good as its smallest volunteer. So how can people get involved?
Well, they can get involved as wish-granting volunteers, as I mentioned earlier about the team of adults that go to the home or the hospital room and interview a child. They can get involved there. We're in desperate need of persons of color. from all communities. Spanish speaking is a need. We feel that it's important to not only, one, to be able to communicate with all families, but number two, to have them have a comfort when strangers come into their home to interview a child. We'd love for those adults to be from that community.
Yeah.
Regardless of what community, and be representative of Make-A-Wish so that there's a comfort, an instant comfort that allows people to relax and to have the wish process unfold in a more comfortable setting.
Yeah. That is important.
We also utilize volunteers at our fundraising events, whether it's course monitors of a 5K race or Walk for Wishes. We have 2 wonderful Walk for Wishes in the fall, and we're always looking for volunteers to serve on a committee or to be there day of for distributing waters or working registration tables. So there's a ample opportunity for people to get involved and become members of our Make-A-Wish family. We have a great website. It's Phila, PHILASV.wish.org. That will take you to our website, and you can see opportunities for volunteerism, opportunities to participate in our fundraising events, many wish stories to get you more acclimated to the mission of Make-A-Wish. So please, I invite everybody in the listening audience to go to our website, educate yourself about who we are, and importantly, who we are not any longer, and become involved.
So again, that website is philasv.wish.org. philasv.wish.org. And that pivots nicely into a couple of fundraising events that are upcoming.
So on Saturday, July 16th, it's Wear Your Wish 5K. And the theme of it is that we invite people to either come in costume or a T-shirt of what your favorite wish might be, whether it's to go to the Caribbean or to meet your favorite recording artist or athlete, or whether it's to have a experience as a ballerina or a scientist for a day. Whatever that wish might be, put it on in the form of a costume or a T-shirt and come as a part of the fun. That is, again, Saturday, July 16th, the Wilmington Riverfront. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to start at 7:30 a.m. with a race to start at 8:30. Okay. There's also going to be a kids fun run, so it's going to be a great family affair with food trucks and live bands. And if you're interested, and we hope you are, you can register through our friends at Races to Run. That's Races, the number 2, Run, and they're organizing the race for us, and it's going to be a great day. We hope it's going to be a great weather-wise, and it's a tremendous day. Saturday, July 16th.
And then
2 nights later, the Wilmington Blue Rocks are hosting a Make-A-Wish Awareness Night. Blue Rocks have become great friends to the organization, and they're opening their doors and allowing us to really kind of market Make-A-Wish and what we represent to the Newcastle community at large. And there's going to be Wish featured throughout the night. We're going to be on the concourse handing out literature, and there's going to be Wish stories on the scoreboard during the game. And we really appreciate the Blue Rocks opening their gates to us, and it's a great relationship, and we're looking forward to that night as well.
Yeah, I'm glad you'll be out there because, as you stated, it's all about securing volunteers for all assortment of roles, and hopefully our lifestyle program reaches and inspires some people. But the fact that you continue to be out there and, you know, in the public eye is important, because we do need all hands on deck for this. And Dennis, you know, I've long said, because here at our radio station, we have a radiothon every year in September for AI DuPont Nemours Children's Hospital. It's been 5 years running, and there's no end in sight. And the generosity of our listeners is staggering. Each and every year we bypass. And, you know, I know the hospital appreciates it, but certainly we here at the station do, because it just reinforces the generosity and the love that people have for those they've never met. And I've long said, it seems the greatest injustice in life is an ill child.
Yeah.
And that there's a foundation such as yours, that your mission is to bring happiness and joy to that child and that child's family. It's wonderful.
Well, we appreciate those sentiments, Andrew, and you said it quite well. And just a brief word about Nemours and what a wonderful partner they are. Kudos to the station for supporting them, because what a marvelous institution. And they couldn't be more supportive of our wish-granting abilities. And without them and without their wonderful social work departments steering children and the families our way and releasing any fears that they may have about the organization, we are so delighted with the relationship that we couldn't be more proud of being associated with Nemours. Wonderful institution.
Dennis Heron, President and CEO of Make-A-Wish Foundation, the Philadelphia, Northern Delaware, and Susquehanna Valley chapter. Thanks so much for joining Lifestyle.
Thank you, Andrew.